Hey everybody, welcome to Dishing Disability with Karyn, and I am Karyn. How are you? I'm good. I feel really good today, and I thought I would share with you my sports career. So let's get right into the video. My very first sport was horseback riding. I started to horseback ride when I was 8 years old, and I did it for 4 years until I started high school. Because once high school started, I had no time for any after school activity. The stable that I went to was actually for disabled kids. The horses were really cool with the kids, A kid could bump him with a wheelchair, and the horse wouldn't do anything. One time we were having our lesson, this kid started pulling off his horse, and the horse bent down lower to the ground, so the kid wouldn't have far to fall. And I never seen anything like that. And then after horseback riding, I got involved in an organization called the Hope League. And they did 3 sports throughout the year: baseball, bowling, and a crazy version of soccer. And I did that for about 2 to 3 years. Fun. I like the Hope League. I like playing baseball. Baseball was cool because if a kid wasn't able to hold a bat to tee off, they actually had an automatic batting machine that somebody would pull back the bat, lock it in place, and then the kid would push a button and the bat would come around and hit the ball off the tee. Their version of soccer was crazy. You had kids on crutches kicking the ball with their crutches, and you had kids in wheelchairs, power wheelchairs, with hockey sticks trying to hit the ball, and it was just nuts. It was fun, a lot of fun. And then I discovered WARP, Bay Area Outreach and Recreation Program. And I met with one of the coaches there, and he was really cool, really nice. And he told me about a new sport that they just started playing at WARP called motor soccer. I went that following Saturday to the gym and I tried power soccer, as it turned out to be called eventually. And I loved it. And I was good at it. And it was something that I could do totally on my own, for myself, without any type of assistance. I ended up playing power soccer for 20 years with WARP, and in the very beginning we had to travel to Canada to play power soccer games because we didn't know of any other team around, and I helped WARP promote the sport a lot. And I wrote an article for the national sports magazine, Sports and Spokes, about power soccer. And that led to a lot of interest from all over the country, which was really cool. And we went to Canada about 4 or 5 times, I believe. And our last time there, we were playing for the championship, and we were tied. And the coach calls timeout. And I'm like, just give me the ball, and I will score. And they're like, okay. And I'm sweating and everything. I sweat a lot when I play power soccer. And there's 1 minute left on the clock. And I got the ball, and I weaved through some defenders, and I scored the goal. And we won the championship. And that was very exciting. And that year, I did not receive Most Valuable Player because the Canadian teams were pissed off that we had actually won the whole championship. But I did receive it a couple times. And then we just kept doing a lot of like exhibition games around the Bay Area, trying to get the word out about the really good sport for power chair users. And because really there's not a lot of sport for power chair users. There's power soccer now and football, I believe. I left power soccer for about 4 years, and then I started to miss it a lot. So I went back to it. I had to learn a whole new set of rules. I did. I was still really good at it. When I first started playing, you were not allowed to back up. So I had to learn how to spin around to stop the ball. And then when I came back to it, you weren't allowed to back up. So I had to learn how to back up. It really took off after that. All across the world, man. Belgium, Japan, England, I think, has a team. And a lot of other countries have teams. And so then, Power Soccer formed the United States Power Soccer Association. And the World Cup was formed, and the USA have won all 3 World Cups so far. And now the next step for power soccer is to put it into the Paralympics, which is supposed to happen in 2024. And I think that's wonderful. And I just really wish that I could still play competitively, because if I was still able to, I would still be playing. Because I would have loved to go to the Paralympics. Oh yeah, I know. I think I just said Paralympics. I know you're supposed to say Paralympics. Sometimes with my CP, it comes out Paralympics. Sorry about that. Some changes I've seen to power soccer over the years have been the ball and the guards. The ball has gotten smaller and smaller over the years. And then the guards, we started out using plastic guards, and they have evolved into middle guards. But one big change that has happened that I do not like is the fact that they have a power soccer wheelchair now, which sounds really cool, doesn't it? It's low to the ground, it spins around really quickly. It costs $10,000. And I think that's really unfair to put pressure on people to buy this power soccer wheelchair. I believe that if you have a physical disability and access to a power chair, you are able to play and compete in power soccer. You should be able to compete on a national level using your own wheelchair. It just feels like you're leaving out a lot of people by having this chair. And it's really hard because it's almost like you have to have the chair nowadays to compete on the national level, because a lot of teams on the East Coast and in the South, they are connected to foundations, so they can afford power soccer wheelchair. And it seems like the West Coast teams are not connected to any type of foundation. So people here on the West Coast have a hard time competing on a national level. It's not fair and it's not right. And throughout the years, I've tried things like snow skiing and water skiing. I did not like water skiing because I had no control. Snow skiing was really fun though. I like that. And what I wouldn't do now, I wouldn't go paragliding. That's my next adventure. If you've made it this far in the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. And click the bell and click all so you can get all my notifications. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And as always, keep rolling.